Hey, how's it going? Checking in with updates for today. And I presented that session this morning that I've been planning and prepping for the last couple or 3 weeks. The teams was actually the title of the session was called how to thriving in a team. Thriving in a team, that was it. And these are for second year early careers, and they're about to finish the early careers program and move into the full careers, not early careers, sort of, I guess, early-ish careers. And so things like teamwork and personal performance is going to become more and more important for them. So the last few sessions we've done for them have been really focusing on that personal performance aspect. So this is the first time that I've delivered this session, and I spent ages kind of back and forth, what content to include, what should I do? And because you've got to anchor it to the introduction that's already been sent out, it sort of gave me a little bit of a framework or an idea as to what exactly I was going to include, focused mainly on emotional intelligence, but also some of the other hallmarks of a high-performing team, which is what we ended up spending most of our time speaking about. Not just thriving in a team, but what makes a high-performing team and what can you do to contribute towards it, which ultimately then does give you a much better chance, I think, of actually thriving in that team environment. Anyway, it was to the Middle East and South Africa cohort of HPE, and we hadn't realised that Eid started this week, apparently. I didn't realise that, out in the Middle East, and also, well, presumably everywhere, but so I don't know if that's different. And also there are riots in South Africa at the moment, which I have seen some reports on that, but I hadn't fully appreciated how much of a disruption that has been to South African residents, including many of the cohorts. So out of the 15 or so that we've been expecting, there was actually only about 3 or 4 on the session, but it was a really good session. And the flow seemed to work well. We had some great stories. They were all able to contribute to it as well. So I was really pleased with the way that it went. I've probably learned a few things from it as well. One thing I haven't done is written it up in my little red book, which I have been doing for the last couple of 3 months, where I've been sort of taking apart the sessions and evaluating them and seeing what went well, what could have gone better, what could I do differently next time, which has been a really useful experience to have. So that was what I spent most of the day doing. That was earlier this morning. Tomorrow I have a session, my final session for the second Salesforce team, which is the check-in. I felt a bit nervous going into this last time with the other group because I didn't really know how many were going to turn up to it. And then we had a decent number. Well, I think it was about 10 or so on it, and we had a really good conversation. But again, I just don't know who's going to show up and what sort of actions they'll have taken based on what we have been covering over the last couple of months. So we shall see. It's not a session that I necessarily need to have prepped, apart from having a bit of a structure of things to talk about with habits, in the absence of any actual questions or people contributing, or even anybody turning up. So we shall see how that one goes. But I have also been very aware today of, well, actually a couple of things. I've been aware today that I am doing more of the things I said I was going to do. That's fine. But I don't have this big old pipeline of new prospective clients coming in for the final quarter of this year. And, that's not a problem. I don't think I had a really busy final quarter of 2020, and none of those things came in until September at the earliest. Some of them were like 2 or 3 weeks before the sessions themselves. So I'm not massively concerned, but I still do feel like I need to take a bit more control here. And the second thing was about something I've talked about before, I think, which was I spent a long time today working on my Fat Loss Accelerator program, and it's one of those things where I can spend a long time and there's not an end. Like, I feel like I'm not making any progress with it. I know that I am, but it doesn't feel like that I am, because I haven't gone through, right, finish that bit, now finish that bit, finish that bit. And I feel like that about a lot of the stuff that I do. I really do need to see the signs of progress, or at least acknowledge that just doing those things is progress in and of itself, even if it doesn't lead to something immediately, because actually all that work there that I'm doing at the moment, and I have been doing, that's what's going to contribute to the final result. And that's not just for this flap project, it's for everything that I do, whether it's creating a new presentation, a new program, building our marketing strategy, whatever it is. There's a lot of groundwork that has to be done I can't finish it and then produce something, show, well, this is what I've just created, this is what I've just done. And that in some ways frustrates me, because I like to be able to do that, at least for my own benefit. But at the same time, I think, well, if I'm being aware of that, then I just need to make sure that that doesn't run away with me, and I don't start feeling anxious and worried and concerned that I'm just wasting my time and not making any progress, because I think that I probably am. Anyway, there's my waffly check-in for the day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and check back in again tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.